your heart, there's a leak in your heart. If everybody... Oh, hey guys, what's up? I'm Jeremy. Good to see you. I wanted to tell you guys about my CD release show on April 22nd at Liveberg. Yes, that's Earth Day. We'll be planting a tree. We'll have a BYOCH, Bring Your Own Cocktail Hour. Sean Atkins, Amy Millison opening up, and a new live recording there by myself. Cheers, guys.
Hello and welcome to another River Talk Extra. Right here in the studio we have Tartarus, who are performing at Heavy Metal Menescent 3, April 23rd, 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. Great band here. We have Sekhmet, we have Her Rockin', and Imperator. Hello guys.
Hi.
What's up?
Welcome to the Millville Studios.
Oh, thank you.
So you guys are going you're chilling after the interview, right? You're going down for
Yeah,
party out on the south side a little?
Well, not the south side. I'm
Not the
gonna
south side.
I'm gonna head
Strip
down.
district.
Yeah, strip district, dance around,
Cool.
get
cool.
drunk.
So tell me a little bit about the band. I saw that I was reading a little bit about you guys, and it says that you're a mythology, like you do use a lot of mythology in your music and things like that. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah. We are heavily inspired by mythology and just ancient history. Those are themes that are very important to myself personally and Ben. Whenever Ben and I first joined forces together and first kind of got this thing rolling, that was something that we agreed upon, was if we're going to incorporate something into our art, we wanted to incorporate something that we're very passionate about to express that, obviously, you know. So mythology is something that is symbolically represents just humanity and everything in your mind and life in general, and that's why it's important to me. And history too, you know. So
When I think of mythology, I think of Rhapsody of Fire, which is an interesting. Yeah, you know of them.
Yeah.
They're a metal band. They're a symphonic band, so maybe a little bit different in style. But are you similar to those guys in the sense that do you do like storytelling type of music?
Not necessarily storytelling, more like there's no real overarching story between them besides like the overall theme.
Okay.
You know? So it's not like
yeah.
Each story is a continuation of each song is a continuation of the one previous to it. It's just the overall concept of the album is what matters the most rather than the individual ones.
Yeah, and it, like I said, it's more of a, like, for instance, if you take like Icarus, the story of Icarus, you can take that story and apply it to any part of your life. And that's, I think we discussed that before, but that's kind of what I do, is like if I think of a certain type of story that in mythology, I'll turn it around and incorporate it lyrically to fit to a particular moment in my life. Because like I said, that's what it's there for. The stories are there for you to understand that part of your life and what understanding life and gaining knowledge. That's what those stories were there for in ancient times, you know. So that's
Why is that such an impact on your music? What about the mythology angle, the historical angle, is such an inspiration to you guys?
What I think we all take something away from it differently, but for me, it's like if you're talking about the gods, the ancient gods and stuff like that, they all had humanistic aspects to them, and that's the overall theme, is that we're using the beliefs of the past, and a lot of us believe not believe in like the literal sense, but take away from mythology and the ancient religions, and we adopt that to a more modern lifestyle. But we believe that because the gods share human aspects, that you know that we need to explore those aspects through songs and reapply them back to each other. So
Yeah, I think it's an interesting take, and I always look at these religious debates, and I really don't care what anyone's religious opinion is, but people are so hell-bent on being right or
Yes.
getting their opinion across, even if they're anti-religious. And I look at the anti-religious people in particular who say they don't believe that a story's right, so then all of a sudden you can't take anything away from
Exactly.
it.
And
that
that's
always blows my mind.
that's the thing. Me and my one friend were discussing the other day. It's like you have all the Abrahamic religions, all these organized religions. Obviously, they're all very close-minded, very narrow-minded people. But then you turn to these people who are completely, like, they don't have, like, any spirituality or anything. And they're strictly, like, scientific. But then they're extremely close-minded, too.
Yeah.
It's all about keeping it.
it's humbling.
Yeah.
To not necessarily believe that there's like a god or anything like that, but that there's stuff out there
But there's
that's just bigger than you.
and
Sure.
and just like accepting the fact that you don't understand.
Yeah.
Plus, there's stories to learn too that can impact you. Like, someone will argue, and I don't really know where the 5,000 year thing came in the Bible, as I've never read anything that leads me to believe that there's a set number and a date. I've never saw that posted, but a lot of people
bullshit.
but they've come up with somehow their decision that this is what it is. So you'll get like an atheist. It's like they'll use science to say that the Earth is older than that, which, as we know, the Earth is.
It is.
So they're like, oh, the whole thing is invalid. You can't trust anything. It's like, well, there's still good stories in there. There's still stories that teach you.
There's
Right.
morals.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And it's foolish to just completely ignore your history and ignore something that has been a staple, no matter what religion it is, because all the religions have had an impact on our society.
And that's what it was. I mean, initially Christianity started as like an underground cult and sect, and then obviously it gained notoriety and like stuff like that because because Rome
and stuff like
and
that.
like they were like against it, so everybody was like, oh, what is this? And it became popular, and then Constantine made it, fucked everything up. But that's the thing, all these stories, and even the stories in the Bible, are just like recycled stories from ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia and Judaism. And I mean, if you take, for instance, the Old Testament, whenever God sends the fire from his eye to punish people, that's taking it from the Book of the Divine Cow from ancient Egypt, where Ra sends the fire from his eye, which is the manifestation of Sekhmet, this wrathful goddess who almost destroys all of humanity. That you're blatantly taking that story. Like, that's what it is, and whatever, stories are stories.
Yeah, and that's the way the world works. I mean, there's no truly original story in today's world. Everybody draws their influence from someone. Even my personal radio style, I've drawn that from different people I've listened to, even if it's not intentional. Sometimes you just hear something and it just rubs off, and that's just the way the world works. It's just you're influenced by what you hear and what you learn and your surroundings.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
So where do you guys get your names? We have Sekhmet, Hurricane, and Imperator. Where did you get your name?
Hurricane is a giantess from Norse mythology who, whenever one of the gods had died, she pushed the funeral boat into the water. There's no particular reason why I took it. It's just a cool figure in mythology, and I needed a name that wasn't lame.
Very cool. How about you guys?
You want to go ahead?
Oh yeah, I just picked it for my first band whenever I was in not middle school, junior high, and it was just, I thought it was a cool name. It was Latin based, which I'm all about Latin based words and whatnot, and I just thought it sounded cool, and it means emperor in English, and so
very cool.
And I think I kind of just divulged a little bit background story in my archetype that I chose to name myself after, but Sekhmet is a goddess in ancient Egypt. She was originally the goddess of war, but she's in the story of Mythocataclysm, she is sent from Ra's eye to destroy mankind for not worshiping him.
Mm.
And she almost killed all of mankind, and they were kind of like, oh, whoops, I made a mistake. What do we do? So Ra summons the Ugdod, all of the gods, the whole pantheon, and Thoth, the god of wisdom's like, why don't we do this? And they came up with a plan to dye the Nile red. Well, they filled the Nile with beer and they dyed it red.
Huh.
And then she was so bloodthirsty and enraged, she thought the Nile was blood and drank it, got drunk, passed out, woke up, and she fell in love with the creator god Ptah, and she was totally cool. And I'm like, I can relate to that, you know. I'm a very angry person, and when I'm drunk, I'm like, everything's cool.
Well, do you think that the Monongahela would be cleaner the way it is now, or if it were filled with beer?
Cleaner with beer.
Cleaner with beer.
Definitely.
Cleaner with beer. Yeah, there may be a chance that more fish may survive.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting, and even that story, it kind of draws parallels in a way to, you know, when the river was turned to blood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. There it is. Bingo.
That's
Direct tie.
fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm here with Tartarus on River Talk Extra here on the River's Edge Radio Network. They are performing at Heavy Metal Monessen, which is April 23rd. The show kicks off at 1 p.m. and it ends at 8 p.m. Lots of great stuff. Don't forget that same day you can go before or after Art All Night to after Heavy Metal Monessen to Art All Night here in Lawrenceville. It's right across the river from us at the Millville Studios. That's a 22-hour art and music event. So lots of music that you can attend. All this coming up weekend, April 22nd or 23rd and 24th. So, are you guys art fans as well?
Yes.
Speaking of Art All
Ben.
Night, no.
Then
I
not
mean, it
so
depends
much.
on what it is.
Yeah.
Depends on what it is.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I like art, but some of the modern art is hit or miss with me.
Mhm.
I can't. Modern art's not my thing.
It depends. Sometimes, like, if I can make something out of it,
Mhm.
then I like it. If I can get something out of it, but like, there's some sculptures they have down at Cal U, which looks like they literally just took something out of a garbage dump and put it on a stick
Yeah.
Yeah.
and threw it out, and they're like, "This is art."
If it's like something recognizable, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Like, what's that? It's like a big spoon somewhere with like a cherry on it, but it's
Oh,
like
yeah,
massive.
yeah.
It's huge.
That
I
is
think
cool.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's pretty sweet.
I like modern art, not aesthetically. Aesthetically, some of it is really horrible,
Yeah.
but I like it because it's a glimpse into the person's mind who created it.
Sure.
And you kind of feel everything that they felt.
Yeah. No, I could see that. I like useful ones. Like down at Cal, they have a piece of modern art that is like a bench, so you could just sit on it. So it's like, okay, I really don't know what this is supposed to be or why it looks like this, but I can sit on it. So
I was
that's
making
kind of cool.
whenever we were there. I was making fun of the thing that like it's like a fountain or something, but it has like these red like things coming up, and it has like the blue rings on top. And I was just like, I didn't know what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be
I
like
don't know if I
paint
know
or
of
something.
that one.
Yeah, it was weird. We passed by it.
I don't remember
Yeah.
seeing it.
It's interesting. It's a weird campus. It's they put the artwork in, and it's just like in random places, and it doesn't really make sense as to like why it's here. It's like, oh, we're gonna put this random piece of something on this hillside for no reason.
Yeah,
That's great.
And yeah, it's really weird. Now, have you seen the cow down there?
the cow.
Yes, they actually have a cow, and it used to be prominently displayed in front of the library, and it's a multicolored cow. It's incredible. It's a full-size cow statue that is like crazy rainbow colors, but it's like in like circles. It's like there's like circles around the udders and everything
That
else.
actually,
like, different colors.
that actually sounds pretty awesome.
It's fantastic.
That
I love
sounds
this
rad.
cow, and they tried to sell the cow, and no one wanted to buy it. And
Aw.
well, I'm happy nobody wanted to buy it because now it's in the library still, so it's still on display. Otherwise, it would have been in someoone's private collection, and no one else would be able to enjoy.
Yeah, who knows
this
what
cow.
that means too? It's like probably in a creepy dude's basement or
Yeah, just
something.
like-
Yeah, exactly.
Just
So-
like
This cow.
yeah, like taking videos, like creepy videos of this cow
yeah.
dancing to Goodbye Horses,
Yeah.
doing the mangina with this cow in the corner. Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's interesting. I bring up art because they are trying to bring some art down to Heavy Metal Menacent 3, which would be sweet if they're able to.
It's
Put
interesting.
it
that
near
would
the
be-
tank.
Oh yeah, I
that's
heard
right,
about
that
the tank.
down there.
Yeah.
I never found the tank. I've been down there for like multiple events at that amphitheater, and I've never seen. No, I did see the tank. That's right. I did finally find it, but it's like not anywhere near the stage. Like it is,
Zach
but it
promised
isn't.
me a tank.
Yeah,
There is a tank there,
I
yes.
was
So-
promised a
but you have
tank
to
and
go-
booze. No, I promised myself booze, but I was promised a tank.
Yeah, there is a tank. It's like over a hill and down in a random spot. What stage are you guys on? Are you on? You don't know.
We're on a stage,
You're on
so
A
that's
stage?
a plus.
Okay,
you
well,
know?
that's a plus.
Yeah, just like a stage.
We're on a stage. We're easy to please.
Maybe
we
I'll-
don't take much to please.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm just trying to think if cause like one of the stages is the River's Edge stage, it's a side stage, and I'm like thinking, are you allowed beer there at all? Maybe I'll make something for
He
the.
said
Is
not in his line of vision, pretty much is what he
Okay.
said. So
I don't know what that means.
it means. Don't let him see it,
Oh,
because there's
why-
technically
is there
not.
children there?
No, there's technically no alcohol allowed in the park.
Oh,
Okay.
that's weird.
Yeah, because that was the
When I was
stipulation,
a
I guess.
kid, when I was like a younger teenager, that's where we did all the drugs and alcohol.
Is that the park?
Yeah. that's
Yeah, I
weird.
know like North
That's
Irwin
true.
where
Not in the middle of
Tables
like,
have
a
turned.
public family event.
Yeah.
it's kind of weird to think the Heavy Metal Menacent 3 is technically family, isn't it? I
Yeah.
mean, it's
That
weird.
is odd.
It
That
is.
it's like
Yeah.
a family.
It is,
thing.
but
That's
I
what
wouldn't necessarily recommend
No.
bringing your family.
Yeah, I don't know. That
Leave
kind
the
of
kids
makes
at
me.
home.
That kind of makes me uncomfortable.
Well, just do your thing, and damn the kids. I mean,
Yeah.
they're gonna hear it eventually,
I
right?
can't. I have a hard time.
I'm bringing.
I have
booze.
a hard time censoring myself.
I'm
I don't
bringing
like
some
that.
vino.
They don't. I could say I've been to the last two, and they just do it the way that they do it,
Good.
and yeah.
Yeah.
So
It should
it's a
be fun.
cool. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
cool venue. It's neat to see it outside. I don't know. Like I never in the Pittsburgh area. I never see any metal bands perform outside. Like it's always in indoor venues. It's
Right.
either-
That's what Ben was saying.
Yeah, we did it once with my old band. We
Mhm.
played at the. It was like I forget what it was called. It was like Pittsburgh like local metal fest or something. But it was at the Twin Highway Drive-In out in
Oh
Rawlinson.
wow.
And that was
didn't even
cool.
know they
That was fun.
Yeah,
that was
it was.
a fun
It was
time.
one of the dudes. It was the drummer Corey for
Corey Torcassi.
UBH. He actually set it up, and he ran it like surprisingly well. I don't know if that's the first time he ever did anything like that.
Yeah.
But he ran that thing really well. But yeah, it's really cool playing outside during the day. I
Yeah,
enjoy
that
it.
was a fun time.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be
There was
interesting.
booze there.
there was
There
a
was
lot.
booze
of
There was a
booze
lot of booze there. So
and lost car keys.
yeah.
Did they use the screen at all during the show? 'Cause I
No.
think that would
we
be.
were like
That would
right-
have been-
There's a flat part
Yeah.
like right at the bottom of the screen, and we were there. And then they started
Okay.
playing a movie.
Did
Like,
they? I
at
don't
night?
remember.
Yeah, they were playing. What's
That's
that?
funny.
What was that shitty moon movie that came out a few years ago?
Moon movie?
Like Apollo 16 or something like that. Do you remember that? They were
No, I
playing
don't
that in the
remember that.
background.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that. I just remember somebody's car keys getting lost, and we had to like shut down the whole operation
like,
until
they
somebody
wouldn't-
found
Yeah,
them.
because the dude was flipping shit about
Yeah,
it.
that was crazy.
But yeah,
Don't
that's
drink
fun.
and drive.
Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive, no. We've got Uber here, luckily. I don't know what you do in the Mon Valley. I guess you know what they have the Mon the transit down there, the Mid Mon Valley, which is better than like I grew up in Westmoreland
Mon
County. It was like you had to like I don't know drive to a bus stop.
Yeah.
to take
Oh
a
my
bus
god,
down there.
like 2
that
times a day.
Sucks.
Yeah. So
Yeah, no, Uber and like Lyft are helpful tools.
yeah, they are.
They're very good.
And yeah, I don't know. Like I've always felt for some time that the city wants you to get a DUI so that way they can rake tons of money off you. Because
You know what? They probably do. I
well,
don't.
if you think about it, okay, the buses stop at 11, the bars close at 2, so you
Yeah.
can't take a bus home. Try getting a cab, and they fought tooth and nail to keep Uber and Lyft out.
Oh,
So
snakes!
seems
Bunch
like
of
they're-
snakes in the
yeah.
grass.
it just seems to me that they're doing whatever they can to try and keep you on the road. And I
Yeah.
remember one time I'm at a bar. Okay, I'm at the Tiki Lounge
Oh,
over in.
we were just
Southside.
talking about that. Yeah, it smells like chlorine in there.
Yeah, it does. They got all that water running. and
Yeah, it does.
It's
But you get little umbrellas. It's cool.
yeah, it's pretty sweet. But we're there, and I'm just there with my friend, and we're sitting at a table like this, and drinking a beer that we got somewhere between 1 and 1:30. And I'm not a chugger. Like, I physically can't chug.
Oh, me neither. I
I'm-
get sick.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember I was at a concert and I tried to do that beer bong and the
Oh.
water's just overflowing out of my mouth because I can't swallow fast enough because I have gulp. I can't chug. So
It hits your stomach hard too.
it does, and
Oof.
it's not good for you. Like, you're gonna get
I like beer too much to drink it fast.
Yeah, exactly. So we're there at the Tiki Lounge, and we get our drink well ahead of last call. And we're sitting there, and they order last call, and literally as soon as they order last call, and people like grab their drinks, like not a moment later, the police officer is moonlighting because they're not there being paid by the police. They're being paid by these establishments in uniform, pretending like they're on duty. He comes through, walking through, telling everybody, "All right, time to go," and he goes back to the dance floor, and he tells us on our table on his way back. Then he comes up and threatens to arrest us because we haven't finished our drink yet. So he literally wanted me to chug my beer and then get into the car and drive home. So it's like, literally, I think they do encourage you to like drink and drive. It's wild.
Who knows? The snakes in the grass.
Snakes.
Yeah.
Snakes in a barrel, snakes in the grass. They're everywhere.
So how do you guys distinguish yourselves from all of the other metal musicians who
Wait.
are performing at Heavy Metal Mennescent 3, April 23rd, 1 to 8 p.m. at the Mennescent City Parking Amphitheater?
We aren't snakes. Plug.
We aren't snakes.
Plug.
And I
Plug,
don't
plug,
know,
plug.
From what I've been told from people that know the other bands, apparently we're the heaviest. Apparently.
I don't. Yeah,
But
I mean,
I can't confirm that. That's just
I
hearsay.
can't confirm because I don't really know.
I mean, I know
of-
Talia, and they're like powery, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a few power metal bands, but
Boomstick. I'm excited to see
Boomstick.
Boomstick. I don't know what they sound
I don't
like,
know
but
what-
their name's cool.
that's Boomstick. Isn't my boom? Isn't that from
That was a weird
Evil
story.
Dead?
Yeah, it
Because
is.
It's my boomstick.
Boomstick.
Yeah. No, I don't know, man. We're probably like our sound is definitely probably different than all those bands, but
It's probably not as polished or clean sounding.
probably not as polished anymore. Yeah, we're grimy, dirty.
We're sloppy players.
We're
all of us.
sloppy
We got that.
and
We got that
fucking
Jimmy Page
nasty.
slop going on. Like we just kind of.
Nice.
I got the Robert Plant bulge
The
going.
the plant bulge and
Yeah,
the Bowie bulge.
The
and-
Bowie bulge. There's a bunch of bulges going on. Me and Ben even debated like he was debating wearing yoga pants and I was debating wearing my velvet bell bottoms.
Nice. Well, with my job, I work overnight, so I literally go to work. Like, people think I wake out of bed and go to work, like, but I don't. But
No.
I'm wearing PJs all the time when I'm in bed. I don't wear PJs to sleep. I just wear them to work. So I roll out the PJ pants and
Oh shit! Yeah, I
go
mean,
into place. I mean,
it's
who cares?
who gives a shit?
Most
And-
of the people there don't even bathe where I
oh
work.
look,
or
I
they
can't
don't. They
judge.
smell. They do come in out of bed. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Cannot complete a sentence or a thought.
yeah.
So. I
But
mean, some people there are cool, but then you've also got your like low end of society as well. So you get a mix.
of course,
Yeah. So.
they're all fascinating. They're all
Yeah.
great, I'm sure.
Solarburn are cool. I know Solarburn.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
what kind
yeah,
of
they're pretty cool.
Like I
They're
don't know. I
Like
used to.
progressive funk metal.
Yeah, I used to hear them
Yeah.
whenever they practice up at ABC. Whenever
Ah,
there's only,
right.
like
They
two
they don't
of
have
them
any
for a while.
vocals either.
Yeah,
They're
no
all
vocals. It's
instrumental.
just like, just
Funk.
cool.
Is it
Yeah, it's just
funky?
cool.
That's awesome. That's cool. Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting.
Who do you- Who do you usually play with in the Pittsburgh scene?
Anyone and everyone.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Yeah, I think the only band that we've opened for twice has been Black Breath.
No,
Or
we only opened for them once. We were
Yeah, we
gonna
were
open for
gonna do
them,
the other
oh
one.
yeah, that's
But
right.
then we
but
had to drop
something
off.
happened.
Well, is there anyone that you're usually maybe not intentionally, but you're paired up with, or you end up playing
Who've
with the
played
same?
with a lot? Who've we seen a couple of times?
I can't even think right now. Shit. There's so many, like, cause we play. Obviously, we know everybody in our little metal scene knows everybody. So
We try to get on bills that we
we
like.
play a lot with
that
our
we at least like the
friends.
bands.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
We just
So
play
it's
with
not
our
like
buddies.
we're just sitting there like
Jumping on
torturously, like kind of
everything.
like just getting through the
Yeah.
end of the night because you don't want to be the douchebag that leaves halfway through a show, which we did that once, but we had a really good reason to do it, you know.
Yeah.
But that's a completely different story.
That is a
But
completely
you know,
different
we
story.
like playing with like I don't know how many bands that we've played with multiple times, but I know we want to play with Cant again.
Oh, they were
They were
great.
heavy
really
as
heavy.
balls, man.
And
like, damn.
yeah, I mean, we
Cruises,
Cruises
always killer.
always killer, and they're great people,
Yeah.
good friends. Nolan,
Nolan.
good buddies. Those
Nolan
are my
would be cool to
boys.
play with again.
Yeah, yeah, we play with our friends and we have so much fun. And I mean, as far as like actual touring bands go, we've had a good opportunity. It was last June and we opened for Goat Horror and Ringworm and Black Breath.
Yeah.
That was fun, and we had a great turnout, great response.
Opened up for Svart Crown.
Svart
Yeah.
Crown,
First U.S. tour, first time playing Pittsburgh. They're like a huge European.
French
Yeah,
band.
French.
It's
It's
so-
Europe. They're like
Yeah.
a huge French band.
Well, I was
and,
being
like,
specific.
and like they came here and like, I guess it
Barely
was,
sold out the Ultra Bar or something.
but no, they played at the Moose,
Uh-huh.
and
Oh,
there
the
was
Moose.
like
Just the
10
bands.
people there.
Wow.
Yeah.
But they murdered
Yeah.
that place, man. They were such
It
good
was
dudes.
so fun.
Why is there such a disparity in the interest in metal here in the United States versus in Europe? And I feel like it is growing here in the United States, but certainly nowhere near stadium-sized sellouts.
You know what? I was just in Europe touring with a band, selling merchandise for 2 weeks.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Last month. Yeah, Argus. And I can actually say that because that was something I was like interested in seeing and
Sure.
observing, and like I don't know, it's just they
It's a
have
different culture.
It is, and in Germany, like they played Hell Over Hamburg, and there was this venue. It wasn't huge, but it was a decent size, a really cool venue, and there was a lot of people there, like sold out, and just the crowd interaction was better, the energy was better, everybody's just so nice. Not to say that it's not like that here, but they're just it seems like they're just way more
It's
into
like
it.
a native art form of Europe. And then plus it has more commercial support.
Mm.
Over here, the record companies don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Over there, they'll actually like promote metal bands
And
and
that's-
have them on awards and stuff.
And that's the thing, like, and being with Argus, come on, local band from Pittsburgh,
Sure.
but they cater to you so well. Like, there wasn't a night where we didn't have a place to stay, didn't have a shower, and didn't have food. We were well taken care of, and on a DIY tour, I can't even imagine like a package deal, like for a touring band. And I have friends that are like from Finland and stuff that are touring bands on a label, and they get a bus, they get this, that, they're taken care of. I wish that could be like that over here, because bands struggle touring over here, and I think that's why bands don't have as much as success in the US, because you have to tour, you have to get yourself out there.
Especially in today's world where there's just so many options out there, and it's
And yeah, so you struggle, and then being that we all have to work, like we all have to have full-time jobs, and then you have to like, oh well, I don't know if touring's gonna like comply with my job, and then I have to be gone for like a couple weeks, probably not bathing those entire weeks or eating, and just barely making it, and probably playing for like a crowd of 5 people. It's tough. It's tough here. So
Do you think it has something to do with the culture here, the culture of narcissism that we have in the United States, where over there people were maybe, and I don't know, I haven't been to Europe, but I feel like here, you look at a sporting event, for example, look at football in Europe versus a hockey game here in the United States. Here in the United States, people are more interested in dancing for a dilly bar and getting on the scoreboard, and over there, it's all about what's going on the field, and the songs that they do are related towards a group singing to support their favorite team in the match, versus here it gets to a point where it's it sounds like a morgue during play, but then when it's time to dance for a dilly bar, woo!
I think it's kind of like just how they're just more open-minded over there. They like growing up. I'm not European. Obviously, I can't like. It's not fact, but it just seems like, it's like, oh yeah, you like that kind of music, okay, whatever. But over here, it's like, it's like, oh, you can't, you have to like fall in with this
Yeah.
you know, you got to follow these
Category.
rules and this kind of stuff. Like, I'm an archaeologist, and I was on a dig in Rome, and I was backpacking for a little bit after the dig, and again, I was in Germany, and I just remember this blew my mind because I was like, you know, you go to Europe with an expectation to see like all these metalheads and stuff walking around, but you don't, like, you see people with long hair and stuff, and you're just like, maybe. But there was one dude that I remember, I was in Frankfurt, and I was just sitting down, like, taking a break, and it was like in the middle of the financial district, and this dude walked out in like a suit and tie and stuff like that, and he just like walks up to his car, and he just like takes off his suit jacket and like undoes this thing, and he's wearing like a summoning shirt underneath it, and he just gets in his car and goes, and I'm like, it's just a way to, because it's not like a counterculture over there, it's just
The culture.
that's it's like, oh, that's just the music you like.
Yeah, I mean, Argus had shows at like little house shows and stuff like it is here, and those little house shows and stuff and the punk houses do reflect a lot of like our culture here, like our little communities. Definitely, it was like it felt like being at home. But on a grander scale, for instance, like the festivals over there and stuff, it's much, much different. I mean, fortunately, we have Hell's Headbangers and like at Maryland Death Fest that are really helping out and supporting underground music, and but that's it.
I mean, you got California Death Fest coming around, but that's the same people.
Las Vegas
that did Maryland Death Fest, and like over there you got just summer festival after summer festival, and they all are just
there's this
bangers,
Las Vegas like psychedelic festival or something.
Desert Fest.
I don't know.
No, Desert Fest is in London, but
Did
I know
you
which
see,
one
like,
you're talking
Blue
about.
Oyster
The building
Call?
is stacked.
Stacked. So I mean, we're trying, but it's like nowhere near as grand as over there, unfortunately. But we're trying, and that's all that
censorship laws
matters.
and stuff like that. I mean, like back in the day, whenever you had like Ozzy and stuff, and like Rob Halford having to sing their lines in court, that was all over here. That wasn't even in England.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so weird. Our censorship laws are so weird here, and as someone who's involved
Pisses me off.
Well, I have mixed feelings, and here's why I say that. Not that I'm defending our censorship laws by any means, but I look at it from a radio perspective, where in Europe, if they don't like your ideas, they'll ban you. So, like, our censorship laws are much more childish. Like for example, on air, I can say, if I was on a traditional FCC station, I could call you an asshat, but if I called you an asshole, then that's against the rules.
Yeah.
But I can have no problem calling you an asshat. It's so childish the way that they, like, I can call anybody a bastard, or and that's something I could say under the FCC rules. But there's other words you can't say. It's really bizarre.
And even like with TV and stuff like that, like their modern day, like daytime television, like soap operas, they have full frontal nudity.
Yes.
And that is like, but it's because they don't look at it as like, oh man, what is that? It's just like, obviously she just got out of the shower. Of course she'd be naked. It would be weird if she wasn't.
Getting into our religious discussion, that kind of goes back to our Puritan roots here in the United States, where they fled Europe and came here, so we got stuck with that crap. But
Yeah, we did.
but it's weird because like our censorship's more childish, but theirs to me is much more dangerous.
Yeah.
Because
they can just shut
People
down.
can go to jail.
or they'll
Shut down
ban
the
you. Like
discussion.
there's this radio host, and no matter what your political views are, nobody should be censored to this level. He uses it as a marketing ploy, but he's been banned in Britain. And that's what is his big, tagline every time he goes on air. Banned in Britain, banned in Britain. And, so he uses it to sell.
That's just like with Germany. They if that one guy did. This just happened recently, like a day or two ago. He read a poem that was like super, like basically calling like the Turkish prime minister or whatever like a pig fucker and stuff like that. Like it was purposely trying to stir controversy, but now like Turkey's trying to enforce a German law on that guy to prosecute him that says that like you're not allowed to basically make fun of foreign
loophole.
diplomats and stuff like that. But that's German law. Like that's unthinkable that like over here I wouldn't be able to say like Angela Merkel's a twat or whatever.
Yeah,
that's fine. But like over there you can't do that, and that's kind of weird.
It is weird.
It's
For as
scary.
much liberty as
They're
they have,
so
it's
liberal
weird.
over there, and like they're very like well behaved. They like police themselves. It's really interesting, but it's
You will fall in line, or we will put you in line.
we kept talking like that in the van like the whole 2 weeks, like.
Well,
But no, I mean that's the thing, like there's good and bad. There's no
Yeah.
perfect world. There's no perfect place. There's good and bad in both
Sure.
areas, but as far as music, yeah, it's the same thing. There we have a good little small community. Like I said, on a grand scale, it doesn't compare to Europe, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like it here.
Yeah,
I like
make
it here.
work. I mean, there's multiple. I know there's a few metal festivals that at least that used to be here in Pittsburgh, because I would go to them. And it's nice to be able to go and experience a variety of bands. That's what I love about a festival like this is I'm able to go and experience bands I've never seen before and get to see them live, which is cool. And I'm a big live music person.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
it's
Me
funny.
too.
I've said this before on air. I'm the biggest. I don't know if I want to say I'm a hypocrite, but I own a 24-hour radio network. But I do listen to our network, but I typically don't often listen to pre-recorded music. It's just the way I am. I like to go see and feel the music because you can feel the vibrations and everything else.
So yeah, it's a good experience.
It's a different experience.
And they do, bands do cool stuff on stage. Like a song that might be, 2 minutes on a record is like a 15-minute jam that they do on stage.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or the theatrics, or cool, whatever.
Oh yeah, it's like Only Flesh that's gonna be there. I don't know if you've seen them before, but
I have heard of them, and
they
I see
hang
their
themselves from
Yeah.
the ceiling and everything else. So clearly, you're not gonna get that in a record.
Yeah.
I see
that
their
end of their
van
performance.
everywhere. Seeing it at Polish Hill,
Yeah. Polish Hill. That's interesting. The Polish Hill goats. Have you heard about the goats on Polish Hill?
I heard, but I don't. Are they still there?
They come every once in a while. Yeah, these
From where?
goats. I don't know. They
Like
ship in.
actual
They
goats.
put
Yes.
them there
Oh, I
to
thought it was
clean
like
up the
just a group of
trash.
people called
No, they
Oh.
literally ship in. They bring in goats to eat the weeds. Like that's their way of like.
Okay, I heard of that.
Yeah, they actually bring in all these goats and like they take over Polish Hill and they just.
Oh,
like,
that's
Dude, I
so
know.
hippie commune.
I know. Isn't that
But
awesome?
that's
though?
so awesome because goats just are the cutest little thing.
Yeah, do you have
Sweethearts.
goats?
Do I?
I have goats.
No.
Hey, it's
They're
better
kind
than,
of assholes.
You told
Okay.
me, but the babies are so cute.
Yeah, they're also kind of assholes.
Well, you can't. Yeah, I would never take one home, but I would just like nuzzle one real quick. That's all I want.
We need to get a goat to the Heavy Metal Menace 3.
That would be rad.
Concert
I will
tickets.
hold it on stage and I will serenade it with my screaming. It might not like that. It might buck.
People would be
Or
like, this
pee.
is pretty avant-garde. Like, I wonder what the goat means.
It'd be like meh.
And it's just like, goat has nothing to do with it. She just wanted to hold it.
Hand them the
Yes.
mic. Meh.
It would be fantastic. Well, I don't know if there will be any goats, but there will be fantastic music at Heavy Metal Menace 3, April 23rd, 1 to 8 p.m. I look forward to seeing you guys. I'll be
thank
there.
you.
And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
We got Sekhmet, Her Rockin', Imperator. I'm Brian Crawford. You're listening to River Talk Extra on the River's Edge Radio.